I'm the moldy owner's manual with stuck together pages to Steven's PDF manual that tells you not to eat the seatbelts. I'm the technical specifications of podcasting, Ike Goss.
I like that. It's good. All right, here we go. All right, Ike, happy new year. Welcome to Her Majesty's year 2022. This year there will be February. There'll be a Tuesday in February, the year of 22. So you'll have Tuesday, which is the second month, and the second day is a Tuesday of 22. So you'll have 2-2-2-2 Tuesday.
Just wait till 2,222.
It's going to be amazing. Can't wait.
It's going to be amazing.
Well, absolutely.
It's going to be amazing. Well, the trip to the desert was, it was awesome, but also an ordeal.
Yeah.
We ran out of food.
Did you have to eat somebody?
There are two members of our party that didn't make it.
Right. Unrelated.
Yeah.
Unrelated.
But
that was just
unrelated. We did have to eat them, but they were already dead.
Okay. Well, that seems fair. Dead. I think that's what they would have wanted. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. The mango chutney was really good.
It's hard to cook out that wax canvas flavor, though. That's the thing. It just doesn't cook out. You'd think it would, but all the marinating in the world. Nope, still in there. So, Ike, a new year, whole new segment, taking on the TikTok craze of our favorite Italian Greyhound. This is a segment that I like to call Love It, Can't Have It, which is all about amazing international vehicles, new vehicles that we cannot have here in the United States. And I think this week I've picked one that, first of all, like legitimately, people will think I'm joking because this is a silly car, but legitimately, I want one of these things super bad. Have you heard of the Spartan EV?
The Spartan EV. I have heard of the Spartan EV.
From our friends at MWM, known, of course, first as a freight shipping company, but also a sort of hobby vehicle manufacturer out of the Czech Republic, known for their quality vehicle manufacturing. Best of all, though, it's not really from the Czech Republic. It's based on the Russian Huntsman. It's based on the Hunter from Russia.
Isn't this like a UAZ?
Yes, it is. That's exactly right.
It's a UAZ. They periodically call it a new thing, like Arrow or Hunter.
Exactly right.
Or whatever. They've been making this thing for like 70 years. So what
UAZ has done to elevate it to a whole new level, UAZ is selling the Hunter as a rolling body-on chassis to the MWM company, which is again a freight company in the Czech Republic that is then putting in an all-electric drivetrain. So the greatest thing about the UAZ, besides the front or the rear collisions that cause it to explode, is the fact that it is the most Russian of Russian vehicles. Now you can sprinkle in a little Czech Republic, and I joke because I want it so badly, and it's upsetting that I can't have it. It has all the, like, it has modern stuff. It's DC fast charging. It's got like a 63 kilowatt hour battery, which admittedly you probably only get 120 or something miles out of that, but that's fine. 120 miles is fine. Now, unfortunately, if you were to go buy a UAZ Hunter, you would only be paying about, 17,000 pounds or something. So what's that US? Maybe 20 grand. Now, unfortunately, the Spartan is $40,000 US. Of course, you can't buy it here. It's 30,000 pounds. I think it's just a great car. I think it's the coolest little dumb golf carty off-road trucky thing. Probably my favorite part, and this is a UAZ Hunter thing, but my favorite part is that every door is the same. So they only make a one sort of set of doors. They flip the top of the door.
This is really weird. It's really weird when the door panel on the left hand side is on the outside. the window winder. It's on
it's
the
on the
outside.
outside. No, they make a left and right door, but the rear doors, they just take the left and right doors from the front, flip them around, and put them on the other side on the back. So they have the cuts on the front of the doors, and then they take the windows from the opposite sides and they flip those around as well. So the car only has one set of doors, even though it's a 4-door car. The tire for the electric car is kept under the hood where the motor would go. So because there's no motor, they just stuck the tire under there. There's all kinds of really cool, really cool and dumb things. That company
in Russia, car drive
you drive car drive you.
Car drive you.
It's cool.
Are you familiar with the UAZ Jaguar?
No.
You should Google the UAZ Jaguar. It is among the more handsome of Russian vehicles. It is amphibious.
Ooh.
And so it is based on this UAZ traditional GP platform, but I believe it has a fiberglass.
Will
body?
Jaguars
Could be
swim?
wrong on that,
Do we know that? Like, if you were to throw a Jaguar in a lake, is it like a house cat? Would it get super pissed off, or like?
I don't know that Jaguars are necessarily renowned for their like swimming.
It's not
prowess.
really what you would want to call an amphibious. Maybe that's not the best choice. I don't know. It's sort of like the UAZ Tabby Cat, known
point.
for its absolute hatred of the water, fully amphibious vehicle. That
reminds me of that horrible video online where the guy finds the tortoise and he releases it back into a pond before someone tells him that it is a land tortoise and it doesn't swim and dives in.
Just sinks to the bottom. It's very sad.
Yeah, that's probably what happened with this UAZ Jaguar. But in terms of aesthetics, I think it really nails it.
Oh, I'm going to have to take a look at that. They are also making this shipping company, MWM. They're also making something called the Lupa EV, which is like kind of looks sort of like an MG, but like a shitty one, like an MG that like someone's dad made. Like it's they're an interesting company. Anyways, can't have it.
I think it looks like one of those Volkswagen conversion MGs where the motor's still in the back. You take your Volkswagen Pan and engine, and then you put the MG body on it.
Yeah, it
kind of reminds me of that.
So, anyways, I do love it, but unfortunately, I can't have it. What about you, Ike? What's a car that you love but can't have?
I'm awfully fond of the Suzuki Jimny. The Jimny is the latest in a long line of compact 4-wheel drive vehicles from Suzuki. And I was really sad when Suzuki pulled out of the North American market several years ago because they really made a car that was durable and small and of reasonable high quality. Still see a lot of Suzuki Samurais on the road. Like they still a ton of them. And I really like a compact 4-wheel drive little truck. Then no one sells or makes anything like that in the United States anymore.
No,
really.
It's true, and it was it's kind of like the kind of a modern sort of 80-inch sized car in the and the Samurais and stuff. They're even smaller. They're really fun. They're sort of like a road sort of go-kart, and the Jimny is like the most I guess the most up-to-date expression of that. It's really too bad because I love the Jimny. I love the colors they come in. I love the size. Now Jeep kind of makes something that's little and has some of those colors and stuff, but then it's just a car with like a Jeep body on top of it. But the Jimny's actually like a pretty decent little sort of bush truck.
It's charming. It has a square body. It's a very basic, but it still has some modern amenities, the things that cars nowadays are, they have to have. It has anti-lock brakes. It has, some smart features like that. But, nothing more. It's just, there's not any frills. It's a really basic 4-wheel drive, little tiny truck. It's small. It's economical. It's a really cool thing that I wish more manufacturers would embrace that format because it really is neat. It has a lot of interior space. Probably has more interior space in the back than a new one. To be honest,
well, certainly than a 90. I guarantee you, it has more cargo space than a new 90. But I mean, I don't know. They're just neat. They're little and they're cool. This country, unfortunately, hates cool little cars.
Yeah, which is, it actually brings up a good point. Several states are starting to retroactively ban a lot of Japanese domestic market imports, which is just super crazy because let's say you buy a car, register it, and then it's totally legal. And then the state comes back a year, 2 years, 3 years later and says, actually, your car is now illegal. You can't drive it.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely some governmental overreach, and there's no real reason for it either. They say, oh, well, it doesn't meet safety or emissions. Well, no old car does meet safety or emission standards for the current year. So, it's federally legal, but it's not legal at a state level. And so I think Maine and maybe one other state in New England, they're revoking these registrations for Japanese domestic market vehicles retroactively. It's super
Has there been a big rash of issues that has caused Maine to go back and decide to sort of re-legislate? It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Our research department reached out to the state of Maine for comment, and no comment. No comment.
Well, those folks work hard, so we know they're doing everything they can to get you the most up-to-date Japanese domestic market car ban information. So we'll keep that up to date on the website there as you check in on whether your Mitsubishi Lancer is still looped.
I have a Suzuki
really?
LJ.
I didn't know that.
Which is it's kind of the predecessor to the Samurai Suzuki pickup truck. It's an 86-inch wheelbase, 4-wheel drive. It's really neat. Drop side pickup bed. They sold them in Australia as the Stockman.
Yeah, the Stockman,
And they sold them in the U.S. territory only in Hawaii, Puerto Rico, and
there's
Guam.
still a bunch of them in Hawaii.
Sell them in the mainland.
You still see them.
There are none of them in Hawaii. They all rusted away.
You see them rusted in a field in Hawaii and covered in pineapples, but you see them. You see them around. The Matt's Off-Road Recovery, which I know is a channel on YouTube that both you and I are big fans of. They're doing an original Suzuki Jimny, like the original, the one from the I don't know, is it from the 50s? It's insane. Like, it's a 2-stroke motor in the original car and all this kind of crazy stuff.
Those are kind of predated all the US model safety regulations that were instituted mostly in 70 and 71. It's kind of like why Land Rovers had seatbelts in the late 2As. But those are really neat. I used to have one of those too, 360cc 2-stroke
motorcycle dirt bike engine.
Basically, and it's part of a class of Japanese automobiles called kei cars, KEI, and these vehicles are taxed on their engine displacement and their size, and so being among the lowest taxed vehicles, they're limited to a certain displacement. Originally 360 cc 2-strokes. Now I think it's like 660 cc's, and so there's all these crazy Japanese cars that are of a certain size. They're usually like a 73-inch wheelbase to 80-inch wheelbase. And then they have, they're about 4 feet wide, 4.5 feet wide. It comes in cars, trucks, buses, little minivans, little cars.
Fantastic.
They make they're super cool. There's like a Ferrari F50 that's made by Suzuki. It's just miniature that they sell there. It's so neat. It's so neat. And then there's little Jeeps and little pickup trucks, and they're all really awesome. I think 660 cc supercharged is the maximum
best you can
class. And so there's like little camper vans and little car, and people drive them there, and they're totally street legal, and they're awesome. And so after 25 years, in most states, they're legal to import. And so a lot of those are being brought over as utility vehicles and so forth. But some states are really, really cracking down on them, which is
Canada has recently really caught on to the, I forget the Mitsubishi 4-wheel drive van that is super popular now and has the Delica, so that has just recently hit. Well, not recently, in the last few years, has hit 15 years, and the import is 15 years. And man, you see them everywhere now. People love those things. They've gone crazy. That was famously, there's a Jackie Chan movie that he drives one of those with a motorcycle, the dirt bike on the back, which is super fun. He also has there's a movie where he drives a Samurai with dirt bike on the back. He's a big fan of strapping dirt bikes to the back of cars, and then at some point in the movie having to use that dirt bike, which is pretty awesome.
I would say I'm also a fan of that.
Why not? What's wrong with that? I'm desperately in search of a Honda CT90 Trail. I really I almost bought one last weekend, and it is the greatest tiny stupid motorcycle in the entire world. But I need another tiny motorcycle or motorcycle of any amount. Like I need to be punched in the face. So
I have a Honda monkey bike.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. That's pretty awesome, dude.
Same motor.
I think we should plan a cross country tour on a pair of those stupid bikes. It'll take us 6 years, and it'll be great.
Have you seen the guys that ride across Baja on monkey bikes?
Those same guys rode from Anchorage to Portage Bay in Alaska on an old CT90 and a new CT125. Same dudes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
Super good.
I love it.
That's a great channel. I forget what it's called. Rev something. I can't remember. Anyways, it's a great channel. Super fun, like dumb adventures. Speaking of super fun, dumb adventures, Ike, being the first show of the new year, I thought we might take a moment and recap what happened on the Underpowered Hour in 2021. Usually most shows would do this at the end of the year, but you know what? Do it at the beginning of the year because whatever, no rules, who cares? So as you know, Ike, the first show streamed on May 3rd. Of 2021, Her Majesty's 2021, and we're now 13,000 streams later. How about that? 45 shows down, and I don't know, maybe 3-4 more to go. I don't know. If we can get to 50, I think we'll be lucky.
I think all but 2 of those streams are your parents,
I think, and then one was you and one was I, just checking to make sure it was working, and the other 11,998 are my parents. So we appreciate them very much for listening to the show. Posted about give or take about 1,500 minutes of nonsense audio to the internet. So we've clogged up the tubes with about 1,500 minutes of total nonsense, which
it's like porn, cat videos, and then Underpowered Hour. That's like most internet traffic.
Power is just a bed. It's like the refried bean that bases the burrito of the internet. We keep everything else kind of stuck in there so it doesn't move around.
Have we ever just tried fried beans?
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. If you don't refry them, they're poisonous. Everybody knows that. Upon first frying, they're highly toxic. You have to then refry them to make sure that they're food grade. That's how it works.
Good thing.
Yeah, that's good. Speaking of which, Ike almost died 26 times last year. We're hoping to top that record.
Yeah, that's my New Year's resolution, is to not die 27
times. See what we can do. Not die 27 times. Linus bought 3 more tents from the 1920s, so that's good. Yeah.
I just got a text from Linus. He said that the fan in his Studebaker radiator just exploded and blew up his $3,000 radiator in his 1921 Studebaker. Man, so,
I gotta say that guy and heat controlling fluid systems in vintage cars. He's had a bad run. Just as of late. So poor guy. Well, anyways, he can use one of his many pre-war wax canvas tents to enjoy that. Chris won a tiny trophy in 2021 for his mini. It was a tiny little trophy, so that's a big accomplishment. Hoping to do a couple more big trophies this year. Ike, can you want to know about the top shows last year? No. I want to start a whole new slate of shows that have nothing to do with our top shows from last year. Well, unfortunately, it's not possible. The only thing people care about is reboots. So we'll be rebooting a number of shows from 2021.
We'll be having some previous guests on
previously on the Underpowered Hour. So Nick Dimbleby, our friends Ivan and Dan from Rover Talk, Will Hendrick, hopefully Bob Ives, Jeremy Hart, a bunch of folks from last year, all super top performance shows. People love the guests, so we'll make sure that we have some of those folks back on throughout the year. But Ike, some of the most popular shows that we did was last year's smash hit, the Summer Breakdown, part 1 and part 2. So we'll need to make sure that you and Linus do some kind of incredibly stupid and death-defying journey this summer as well, so we can carry on that tradition.
I don't think there's any question that will happen.
No. I mean, we don't have to do anything to make that happen. The universe will provide without having to do anything. Yeah.
I'm inclined to take an even older motorcycle and an even older car and drive them even further.
You're scraping the bottom of what is possible in older in either one of those. But what if you just take you guys are even older now, so that's something. I mean, yeah,
that's something.
You're aging.
Something. We'll just take a stick and a hoop and
roll it all the way to Oregon.
To Mexico.
I think that's great. Yeah, that sounds great. The show was heard in 44 countries. That's a pretty decent amount of countries. The U.S. being the principal among them. The U.K. Following close after that. Australia after that. Canada, New Zealand, and then Germany. And then a ton of other countries that are quite surprising. Guam is in there. We've got some listeners in Guam. So
there's a lot of language.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, who would have thought that in all the podcasts that you could listen to in Guam, you'd be listening to this one. So to our Guam listeners, welcome and thank you.
I'm kind of a big deal in Guam.
That's true. I have seen the All Right Ike t-shirts being sold in Guam. We're not seeing any money off that, though, by the way. No royalties. If you're buying one of those Guamalian, who are people from Guam? I don't know. Anyways, if you're buying one of those scalp t-shirts, we're not seeing that cash. So, oh well, if only. I'm sure that would be it. That would be retirement money right there. The All Right Ike Guam t-shirts, but alas, it is not to be. And 100,000 soon to be 100,000 followers on Instagram. So thank you, Instagram, for all your follows. We appreciate it. And we'll continue to post, delightful photos of Ike wearing different Underpowered Hour t-shirts throughout the year. Very popular, very popular. We've had some inquiries. From, a lot of places looking for the before photo. And they're like, is that guy available for the before photo?
I know. Yeah, see, that brings up a good point. I know that when you posted the photo of me in the Underpowered Hour t-shirt, you were trying to drum up interest in the Underpowered Hour t-shirts. Yeah. But I only got requests for posters of that
interesting. Yeah, which we'll get that up on the signed postcards maybe. It in fact drove sales of the t-shirt through the floor. Not a single t-shirt ordered after that went up. It has it's really soured the market on Underpowered Hour t-shirts. So you'll have that. It is what it is, I guess. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I have to say, it's a Nick Dimbleby photo. That is a gorgeously composed, as always. And maybe we will. Maybe we'll, for the next guest appearance that you do, for the next live appearance, we'll print some out. You can sign them, hand them up to the kids, and they can say ew and throw it away. It'll be great.
Yeah, I love it.
They're gonna love it. So, some other big things coming up this year. Like we've got a big year. Got a big year coming up. We got some exciting,
very, very full slate of activities.
God, do we ever? Do we ever? We've got
you are coming to Pangolin 4x4 for the first time.
I am. It's true, and it's bizarre because I think a lot of people think that I'm up there all the time. I don't know who these people. I have a job, but and we're gonna document it. In a 9-part series, hard hitting. investigative journalism.
Steven chases his hat through 4 episodes.
If you've seen the Gordon Ramsay show where he goes to like restaurants and just berates people for their cleanliness and things, it's going to be just like that. That's how we're gonna. I think that's how we're gonna play it. So, I'm going up there for a special project we're going to talk about later on this year. Chris and I are going to come up for a little while and hang out in one of Linus's mini wax canvas tents and just hang out in the parking lot there, maybe in the Dormobile. I don't know if you can get the human being cooking smell out of the Dormobile. That would be nice. Maybe we'll just post up in there in the parking lot. We're going to do something new on the old YouTube channel. We're going to do some virtual drives of your cars, of my cars. Yeah, it's going to be kind of fun. So we'll see. It's an experimental film that we're trying. That will likely be banned in Rhode Island. At some point.
If it's one thing that's popular, it's experimental film.
That's what we're doing. Yeah,
I think that's a great format.
Very artsy. Everything's black and white.
Interpretive dance. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Steven's going to break out some interpretive Land Rover dancing.
Mm-hmm. Tasteful.
Yeah, we're going to put that on the
nudity,
YouTube channel.
I think just what makes sense. It's just what everybody wants from the drive of an 80-inch Land Rover. A middle-aged rotund gentleman in the buff and vintage Land Rovers. So there you go. Enjoy. If you're from the UK, a member of ZZ Top, because Ike and I have beards that are longer than, I guess, a centimeter, so we're naturally...
I got so many requests for autographs as a member of ZZ Top that I just stopped correcting people and started
It's true, you were wearing sunglasses and had a beard, so you were immediately a member of ZZ Top in the UK. I had no idea it was that easy. I mean, let's do it. We're going on tour again this summer, so this time we'll bring some fuzzy guitars with us. Maybe
we're also gonna be helping some people with their projects from around the world. We get a lot of requests, or at least I get a lot of requests for various help in terms of parts and information for people around the world. Most recently, I got a request from a lady in Trinidad with a 1957 107 wagon, and it is perhaps the rustiest Land Rover I have ever seen. It is rusty. Like the radiator panel is deteriorated all the way up past the headlights.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. But I'd like to see her get it back on the road. So I've been trying to put her in touch with some other customers in Trinidad that have ordered Land Rover parts from me and might be able to help her find some of the pieces for her 107 wagon so she can get it back on the road. But I was talking to Linus about this. This might have to end in a trip to Trinidad to see Andreas Bender. For those of you that don't know, he is the originator of the Camel Trophy. So we have a friend in Trinidad, and it also might have to lead to the tour of the 200-acre installation of erotic art in Trinidad.
I think if we don't do that, we're in real trouble. It's a must see when in Trinidad. I think.
And my friend, I have a friend, Richard Ramroop, who also lives in Trinidad, and he has promised to cook me the best possum I have ever eaten.
Well, I mean, that's kind of that's a binary equation at this point. I don't know how many possums you've had up to this point, but
I mean, a lot.
Yeah, okay, all right.
No, not really, not that many. I'm looking forward to Richard.
Like
Resky,
a nice piri possum. That would be that sounds pretty good. I am going to be in Budapest, Hungary, at the end of July for Formula One. And if there are, well, I know I can tell you how many people listen to the show in Hungary. Not a ton, but if certainly if anyone is in Budapest and wants to hang out, hit us on the Instagram if you're around. Maybe you're there for Formula. In which case, then we'll hang out. That'll be a good time. And we've got some cool stuff. We're not ready to talk about quite yet, as we're still sort of laying the groundwork. But we will do another summer breakdown,
possibly. possibly an underpowered hour project vehicle.
Yeah, possibly. We're going to very likely take another trip to England, save any airborne, killer contagions that we don't know about yet that have yet to befall us. But we're going to see if we can't get over to the United Kingdom again and potentially show up at one of the Land Rover shows there in the UK. That's on the plan. And then get a container full of Land Rover parts and ship it all back here. That's the plan.
It's going to be great.
I'm looking very forward to it. Well, Ike, it's been a slice. What a great way to start the year. I, again, apologize to our good friends at Nando's. Unfortunately, we ran out of time again today for the review, but look for that coming at some point this year. And, it's been a slice. Good luck out there. We'll start the Ike Almost Died clock. We'll reset that back to 0 and see if we can't top 26. So with any luck, we'll get there.
All right. Thanks, Steven. See you on the trail.
For now.